Good morning. Ms. Chen, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Thank you.
Perfect. Question for you. We have another attendee online. I want to know if they're with your group. All we have is SNAGF.
Yes, it's our attorney, Kim Foster.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you.
Bet. I just promoted them to panelist. Yes. Okay, Mr. Chairman, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we are on the record with Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be hearing petition number 2024-008 for parcel number 20098-0906-29003. Represented by Moses Lake ML 96,000 LLC Aspie Group is Angela Chen, who is in attendance online. The assessor's office is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is also in attendance. Please silence your phones. Also note, these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to the YouTube channel once the order has been issued. The board, Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
The hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. The Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. There are 3 citizens appointed by Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is comprised of myself, Jim Breakville, Rosa Decker is a member, and Brandon Douglas is also a member. We reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. Do both the appellant and the assessor's representative swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
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 The appellant will go first and present any testimony, then will be followed by the appraiser. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Kim Foster. I'm the corporate counsel for the appellant. Good morning, board. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. I think we can limit the scope of this appeal pretty quickly. We originally appealed the evaluation, which was $11,396,340, and in the interim, the assessor has submitted a proposal to revalue the property at $5,027,230. So you will see in the evidence package that we had submitted that we had an appraisal on the property from a commercial real estate firm called Marcus and Millichap out of Spokane, and that their appraisal based on an income approach was within the general realm of Mr. Johnson's submittal. We were a little bit below, possibly predicated on the fact that we had created a pad site from the parent site during the interim, so the land values might have been a little bit different. But with that said, on these kinds of things, you know, we're relatively content with Mr. Johnson's reassessment at the $5 million level, reducing from the $11 million level. I wanted to just make a couple of general comments so that we have the context of what's happening here. So this was a very vibrant center until the COVID hit in 2021. And as you are probably aware, I'm sure you've shopped here, I'm sure you know exactly what we're talking about. But when the COVID restrictions came in, the Party City store immediately went bankrupt. There are obviously no parties occurring during COVID restrictions. And then that's now been followed by the shuttering of the Joanne Fabric and Craft store, which is really terrible for the community. It was a really great store, we thought served the community well. Our fear going forward, and it should be the fear of the whole community and especially the assessor's office, is that we are under an onslaught of horrible economic news for Grant County in general and the Moses Lake area specifically. Our company is engaged in heavy industrial recruiting. So our past projects that we brought in are SGL and Genie, Okanagan Specialty Fruits. Currently under construction is the big LKQ automotive parts company out at the airport. And recently we've been informed that the PUD is out of power. I just had a 1,000 job employer that I had to pass on because I couldn't come up with 15 megawatts of power essentially adjacent to their main substation on Larson. So we're kind of been placed out of the industrial recruitment zone because of the lack of power, the PUD's lack of transmission to move the power. And then, and so what that translates into as it affects the retail valuations is I can't entice a retailer to come to town if I can't show them robust job growth, robust income demographics, growth of population, growth of new housing. It's just a daunting task to get somebody to come to Moses Lake, even in the best of times, let alone in these challenging times. And so I've recently received communication from Grant County Trends, which is the county's consultant on economic projections. Ag economy is way down. There was almost no population growth in the last year. It's just really dismal. So unfortunately, that's going to affect the value of this project. And I just wanted to provide that as some context because we are paddling as hard as we can to try to find a replacement tenant or tenants for these shuttered spaces. There are actually some traps in our existing leases that if we can't find tenants quickly to replace them, it could impact our revenues on the existing tenants not wanting to be in a partially filled project. So we're going to be watching this very closely going forward. But so with all of that said as context, that things are not very rosy over there when it comes to retail recruitment and how that affects the value of the project. We are acceptance of Mr. Johnson's $5 million reassessment, and I appreciate his movement on that and his realization of what's going on. So the real question today really comes to whether or not that valuation should be applied retroactively pursuant to
Stop you right there. We can't address that. I'm sorry.
Well, can I not make a motion to reconvene?
Not to us. We don't have the authority.
Well, there's authority in the Department of Revenue's regulations that allows an applicant to request that the prior board be reconvened for the reassessment. So I should be able to do that specifically under our RCW 8448.065 or the WAC 458.14.005. I should be able to ask the board to make to reconvene to reopen the prior years. I mean, the Department of Revenue's own website allows a 3-year retroactive application if the assessed valuation is more than 100% of actual value, and in this case, the $11 million is 126% of,
yes.
of valuation.
Well, I'm gonna cut you off right there. Yes, you can do that through the Department of Revenue.
Mr. Chair, I did send them the paperwork to file for the request for reconvene.
Okay.
So the paperwork was sent to Ms. Chen and she just needs to fill it out and submit it back.
Okay, so then do we submit that back to you, Barbara, or do we submit it to Department of Rev?
Yes, you submit it to me and then I put it together and get it to the Department of Revenue.
Okay, so then, so what happens at this hearing then doesn't really affect that determination, which would be made by Department of Rev?
Correct, they're totally separate. This
Okay,
is just this year.
So in that case, then I think, I think this hearing then is probably unnecessary because we're okay with Clayton's reassessment at the 5,027,230 level. If you're still okay with that, Clayton.
Yes, that is my recommended value.
So I just didn't want to have a decision in this hearing prejudice against us being able to make the application for the reconvening of the prior years. And so if we aren't prejudiced by that, then I say let's just conclude this one.
Okay. There's no prejudice that I know of.
No,
Two separate entities.
and let me just add that my recommended value does remain at 5,027,230.
Okay.
And so that assessment will be for 24 for taxes paid in 25, correct?
Correct.
And then is that one staying the same then for 25 due 26?
That can't be determined at this time.
So those aren't out yet.
Correct. Those values change from year to year. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that the notices for the 26s haven't gone out yet.
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay, then I think then if everybody else is okay, then I think that's all we need to do. That's all we wanted to establish for today. Angela, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I do want to say that I appreciate Barbara for the early communication. I do have the paperwork and I'll submit it immediately after this meeting. And so the value, I think, is a 3% variance from what we had from the market analysis and what Clayton had, and so it's very close. It's just it's a minor variance. So we're pretty happy with Mr. Johnson's assessment also. So if we can stay with the value, we will submit the request to reconvene for the prior years.
Okay. With that, I guess we're done.
Okay, this concludes the Grant County BOE hearing. The board will review all the information provided and board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of the board order. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Okay. Good morning. Today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we are on record with the Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be hearing petition number 2024-012 for parcel number 29547-120-121-096, represented by Kevin Schmidt, who is in attendance, and the assessor's office is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is also in attendance. Please silence your cell phones. Note, these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to YouTube once the order has been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
Hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. The Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. We are 3 citizens appointed by Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board comprised of myself, Jim Brayfield, Rosa Decker, and Brandon Douglas. We have reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. Did both the appellant and the assessor's representative swear the testimony you are about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Appellant will go first, presenting testimony, then followed by the appraiser. Go ahead.
Okay, obviously I'm here because I got the notification of the increase of taxes on the property, which I felt was excessive. So obviously the process is here to appeal that, And so I just kind of typed up a form here. I'll try to keep it organized. The BOE form asked for comparable costs, and the auditor stated that they were being based on the auditor stated that the value of my property was based on recent sales in the area, and my property is in a desirable neighborhood. So I looked at those, and I believe those to be extraordinary occurrences due to unusual market influences at the time. And some of those influences were low interest rates and ability for people to work remotely. And my property taxes should not have been, increased due to those. So looking at that, I decided to take a look around and see what the other assessed values of properties in the neighborhood were. And I did use the tax sifter site. And so I looked at properties that were near mine. And what I found was that a lot of the properties with more improvements actually had lower assessments than mine, which I thought was unusual. So I put those assessments in the packet and called them out. And there are properties, that are out there in that area with large shops, pools, really nice landscaping improvements, more square footage that have lower assessments. There's one property in here that, and it was Thrasher. It was assessed at $282,000 for the year. That home actually, is kitty corner to mine. And then there was another property, Blunt, that was right behind mine. They were assessed at $248,000, and it's 1,600 square foot home with 3 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms, and it has, more improvements on it. It's a more, I guess, if you look at the construction of the house, it's a little bit more ornate. I look next door, and I got a house there that's total value is $404,000. It's got a big shop, 2 concrete driveways, a pool. I look across the road and I see another property, a larger house. It is assessed at $359,000. It's 2.5 baths. It's 2,280 square feet. Again, it has a large shop and a fence and everything around it. So I was looking at those and I'm like, they don't seem right? So why am I at $517,000 and these other properties with more improvements or less? So, all right, so I put that into the packet for review. Another consideration, and I know it's, I wished I would have caught this sooner, but one of the homes that was actually attached to my property was just recently sold. The asking price on that property was $410,000. At the end of the day, it was on the market for 117 days. It sold for $15,000 below asking price, so $395,000. But the seller offered $5,000 to help pay for closing costs. So again, there's another $5,000 that I would consider off of that selling price, so $390,000. Before they sold the house, they had done quite a few improvements in it. They had put new flooring in it. They had repainted it, all new appliances. So they did quite a bit of work to fix it up and get it ready to go. But then going back, and it's also got a 3-car garage, which, man, I would love to have a 3-car garage. Again, it took 117 days to sell, and it sold $395,000 with those $5,000 incentive for closing costs. Other things that I have to think about when I'm looking at my property is that we also have the Moses Lake school tax, which was the school levy, I should say, which was just passed, and that's another $150 per $100,000 of property. My current, the assessed value that I was given, that would be $772.50 additional to my taxes. That'll raise my property taxes up over $5,600 per year. So, in going back, I purchased the property in 2011 for $225,000, which was what, you know, my budget could afford. So taxes and everything all included, mortgage, utilities, insurance, you know, that was what my budget would support and, you know, give us some comfort and be able to afford to do things. The house was built in 2006. There's going to be things that I'm going to have to work on, improvements coming down the road here. It's the original water heaters, furnace, heat pump, well, and septic are all original. The flooring is inside. The flooring is original, inside paint, cabinets, HVAC, water heaters, you know, they're all original that when we bought it back in 2011 and when the house was built in 2006. So these will become expenses that I'm going to have to deal with here in the near future. So in summary, I purchased this property that was supported by my income. I only have a few more working years until retirement, and it is my goal to stay in this house until then. With the recent large increases in assessed value, it's making it increasingly difficult to meet the goal. One thing, you know, people coming here, when I talked about working remotely, it kind of opened a door for people to come from a different market with definitely different prices in their market value, moving over here and paying cash for homes, right? So our salaries aren't in those market areas. So if I, you know, hear the stories, you know, they sold their home for 1.2 million over there. They can come over here, pay cash, and, you know, it inflates the market to the folks that live here and work at the normal pace. So if they can work remote and you're still making, you know, the salaries that you have in that other market, it makes your life pretty easy to do those things. So, and it doesn't seem fair to me and to not only to me, but everybody in the area who bought their homes and aren't getting paid from those markets, that they, you know, they're asked to help support that. So I know I have to pay my fair share in taxes, but when I look around at the assessed property values around me, to me, it doesn't really look like it's all even and fair. So that's the end of my statement, and I thank you for your time and consideration in this matter.
Okay. Any questions?
So I'll try to touch base on all the appellant's concerns here. As far as the first one with assessed values, with these homes having different components, year builds, qualities, conditions, all of that, I can't speak on the assessed values of why those other ones are assessed at where they are. Based on recent sales in that neighborhood, which you can see in the sales grid on page 7 of my response here, we compared the subject property to the other sales. Sale comparable 1, and as you can see on the map that is on page, let's see, should be page number 3, I believe.
It is page 3.
Page 3, comparable 1 is just one lot over from the subject property, and it sold in 2022 for $640,000, adjusted at $555,380. So in the sales comparison here, you can see the average is at $573,630, whereas we have the subject valued at $517,609. The appellant did mention a recent sale. That sale will be reflected, if it was an arm's length transaction, it will be reflected in the market, but it would have been past the time frame for our sales for this assessment year. And the taxes portion, I can't speak on that because it doesn't play into the valuation, of course. So with all that, my recommended value remains at land value $40,000, building value $477,609, for a total assessed value of $517,609. That's all for me.
Again, so I would just look at the other assessments. You know, I guess what I'm really looking at is the other assessments around me and the properties around me, and looking at, they got a swimming pool, a big shop, two concrete driveways. There's one house across the road that, they're assessed $30,000 more than mine, but it's a 3,500 square foot home. It's got 3-car garage, it's got a pool, 2 outbuildings. And when I look at the values at what the other properties are assessed at, and which I included in the packet, again, it doesn't seem consistent. And again, the sales, I think are driving back the other way with the ability to work remotely being reversed and interest rates being what they are. The market value of homes is starting to drop and get back to probably more normal than it was a couple of years ago.
Any rebuttal?
No, that just goes back to what I said before about assessed values. I can't really speak on assessed values without having all that information. They may have received different adjustments, different market.
But
Yes, sir.
the comparables provided are now 2 and 3 years old. Was there not any effort to find other comparables in the area that are more recent? I mean, the market's changed in 2-3 years. Are these the best comparables that could be provided?
Guys, I apologize. Everything is completely shut down. So can we just pause for just a minute so we can get the Zoom back up? Everything is completely down. Not sure what happened. That was very weird. I've never seen that.
In business.
Okay, thank you for the,
Barb, you might want to announce the hearing number again, just.
thank you. We had a brief pause in the Zoom technology error. We're hearing petition 2024-012 for Kevin Schmidt.
Does he want to repeat the question?
You want to-
The comparables we provided were 2 and 3 years old. Market's changed in that time. Was there not effort to find other comparables in the area? I understand, closeness and proximity is usually the most important, but in most Lake White area, there are similar neighborhoods outside of his neighborhood.
So in regards to the time frame, these would have been the newest, most comparable ones. We're looking at the subject neighborhood as far as looking outside of that neighborhood. Typically, when we have enough sales in that neighborhood, we're going to look specifically at that neighborhood. The assessment year 24 for 25, these sales wouldn't have been, the 23 sale
They've been a year and a half, 2.5 years.
for the 22 sale would have been 2 years. 23-year sale would have been 1 year, but these were in that neighborhood, the most comparable and most recent. Yes. Were these the only sales? No, these were the ones that I used for the sales grid because they are the most comparable to the subject property with, again, the one being so close in proximity. But to answer your question, yes, those are the most current sales for that assessment year.
Those. Have nothing else?
This concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization hearing. The board will review all information provided and board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of the board order.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.
You probably got another one, huh?
He's got one.
All in.
This is my new job.
Okay, good morning. Today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we're on the record with the Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be hearing petition number 2024-022 for parcel 50282-170861012, represented by Jose and Tracy Esperlado, who are not in attendance. The assessor's office is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is in attendance. Please silence your cell phones. Note these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to YouTube once the order has been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
Hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. The Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. We are 3 citizens appointed by the Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is myself, Jim Brakeville, Rosa Decker, and Brandon Douglas. We have reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. Does the Assessor's Office representative swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So the subject parcel is a 4,596 square foot, 1-story, single-family residence with a 384 square foot detached garage on a 104,544 square foot residentially zoned lot in Moses Lake. On page 8, the appellant included 4 sales in their petition. However, none of those sales were considered as they were all past the cutoff date for the valuation date of 1/1/2024. Based on the sales that you can see in the sales grid there, the average value is $841,565. Therefore, my recommended value remains at land $40,000, building value $749,439 for a total assessed value of $789,439. That's all.
Brandon? Rosa?
This concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization hearing. The board will review all the information provided and board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of this order.
Or your day off.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, good morning. Today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we are on record with the Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be hearing petition number 2024-030, parcel number 75660-400484201, represented by Darren and Tammy Jackson. Tammy is here in attendance, and the assessor's office is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is also in attendance. Please silence your cell phones. Note that these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to the YouTube channel once the order has been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
Hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. The Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. There are 3 citizens appointed by the Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is myself, Jim Brakeville, Rosa Decker, and Brandon Douglas. We have reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep the time to the timelines. Please address the board only. Do both the appellant and the assessor's representative swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't have anything other than what you guys had.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So this is a storage hangar on the municipal airport in Moses Lake. After reviewing the parcel, after receiving a BOE petition, adjustments were made to the quality that resulted in a lower value. I contacted the appellant, but did not receive a response. I actually did receive a response yesterday, so after this had already been out. That new value is going to be my new recommended value. That was based on when we looked at the sales that we had of hangars in that area. Once we were made aware of some of the qualities of the ones that were in the sales that were used, the subject and some of the other ones didn't weren't comparable to those, so that market adjustment was removed. That's what resulted in a lower value. My new recommended value would be $161,361.
Okay, any rebuttal?
I kind of agree with that.
Questions?
Clayton,
Sir.
so the two comparables are at 105 and 140. How was the 161 number determined?
So that's just off of the cost. So let's see here.
I'm struggling to see the square footage of this one in question. You have the square footage, ma'am?
Of the subject, I have
Yes.
that. It's 3,600.
Okay. That answers my question, thank you.
Okay.
Nothing further?
This concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization hearing. The board will review all the information provided and board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of this board. Okay, good morning. Today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we are on record with the Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be hearing petition number 2024-053 for parcel number 31050-120-683-112, represented by Anderson Land Holdings LLC, who is in attendance. The assessor's office is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is also in attendance. Please silence your cell phones. Note that these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to YouTube once the order has been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
Hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. We are three citizens appointed by the Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is myself, Jim Brayfield, Chair, Rosa Decker, and Brenda Douglas as members. We've reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. Do both the appellant and the assessor's representative swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. The appellant will go first, and then the assessor. Go ahead.
Well, this is my first time having to do this, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I mean, you guys have read through this, I would assume.
Mhm.
So, I contacted Clayton on this because, I mean, my value went up for my building 87% this year. So I contacted him and asked if it was correct. He said it was, and he said that everybody in my area was getting a 75% increase because everybody was under assessed before. So this was before the new numbers came out on the website. And once those numbers came out, I realized that I was the only one that got that increase, and everybody else got, on an average on my street, a 33% decrease, some as high as 59%. So I talked to Matt Hope, Clayton's supervisor, and he tried to explain to me how everybody got a 75% increase. So he couldn't explain it to me. I can't figure it out because the numbers don't add up. So I mean, I'm not sure what Clayton assessed it as, like what type of building, what use case. Everything came back and said it's a different use case and that's why it's different. None of it adds up to me. So I guess I want to hear how he can explain that everybody around me got a 75% increase when The numbers do not show that. And I don't know if you guys have the sheet where I have decreases on my street. Okay, so you can see that. So I guess we'll let Clayton explain how everybody got 75% increase. And, well, I mean, I would like to get this reassessed because I don't think it's the right. There must be something, like the use case must be wrong or something, because I mean, I'm comparing brand new buildings that are assessed less in square footage than mine. The comps don't, I mean, I think the use case is wrong or something. So I'm not sure what he thinks I use my building for, but it's just like everybody else on my street, and everybody else went down. Mine was already assessed higher because it's bigger and newer, which I understand that, but it doubled and everybody else's went down, so. I just want a fair assessment.
Okay. Clayton?
Okay, so in regards to 75%, where that number is coming from is storage warehouses in the subject neighborhood received an upwards adjustment, in this particular case, 75%. Again, based on that type of building, the sales of that specific use of building, as the appellant said, the use, and as you can see on page 6, the sales here, these are of storage warehouses in that neighborhood. The newest sales here, we have broke down here $1 per square foot of the improvement for the sales of storage warehouses. And the subject is valued at $101.75 per square foot. The sales here are at $135 a square foot, $127 a square foot, and $112 a square foot for the newest sales. When we're looking at the market, we're looking at specific styles of buildings. In this case, again, the storage warehouses. You can see on page 6 there, I broke down all of the different parcel IDs that the appellant had stated that went down versus theirs going up. You have industrial flex buildings, farm implement buildings, and these are valued based on the components of the building. Typically, storage warehouses have some office space. An industrial flex building is going to be a warehouse that has partitioned sections to it. Service repair garage is going to be a building that is used for repairing automotive. Typically, they're going to have some extra build for cranes, pits maybe for oil change. Components of the building are different, therefore they're not compared. That's where the increase came from. Beyond that, with the sales, I don't have anything extra. My recommended value remains at land value $54,886, building value $763,151, for a total assessed value of $818,037.
Okay, Rebecca?
So he's saying that my building is a different use case than these ones that got lowered. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What is my use case?
So we have the subject valued as a storage warehouse. Storage warehouse is defined as a warehouse style building with 8 to 12%, I believe, as office space. So it's going to be a warehouse with a small office space, as opposed to, say, a farm implement building with no office space, service repair garage, again, having those different components. So yes, those are being compared to each other, whereas storage warehouses are compared to storage warehouses.
So is mine one building or is it compartmentalized?
Address.
So okay, so, because he physically checked my building, is it compartmentalized? Or is it a big open warehouse?
So I can definitely speak to that. I was out there for inspection cycle to physically inspect the property. I was advised to check the permits for the information. On page 9, I screenshotted the information from the permits. This is what we have to go off of. If we are not allowed to go into a building to physically inspect it, we have to go off of what is provided during the time of new construction. I reached out to the city of Moses Lake to try to get more information about the building. That way we could make sure that we are valuing the building as its proper use. They didn't have any more information for me. And I didn't receive a call back to indicate that they could find any more information as to what the building interior, maybe some plans. Again, if I'm not able to have an interior inspection, I have to estimate that nothing has changed on the building, and since I wasn't able to have that, the use was not changed. And it would not be changed unless we were physically able to inspect it. That being said, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but different uses doesn't necessarily mean that value is going to go down. I mean, we can only speculate, but the dollar per square foot of those other buildings may be more than the subject. It would take it into a different market, but its base cost may increase. But again, that's neither here nor there. Without knowing the interior of the building, I could only estimate that it is a storage warehouse.
So he didn't go into my building. Same use case as it was. When Matt and I were talking, we both agreed that real estate prices are going down on everything. When I brought up a couple of these other buildings, Matt said, well, we messed up on those, so we're gonna have to redo those. My thought is, mine's the only one went up. I think they messed up on mine and didn't mess up on everybody else's.
Anything else?
This building is compartmentalized. It is a 40 by 50 shop, a 40 by 50 shop, and a 50 by 70 with a small office in it. It is not a warehouse. I can't get trucks in there. I am assessed higher than a building down the street that's twice the size, twice the acreage, and I'm assessed higher than it. So when he's saying square footage and all this stuff, it's not even close. I mean, the numbers do not add up. I feel like this puts my property in a bad position if I want to sell it, because it's overtaxed, and investors don't buy properties that are overtaxed. So I feel like this has really hurt me on, this assessment is just out of control.
Anything else?
This concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization hearings. The board will review all the information provided, and board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of the board order. One here. Mr. Chair, are you ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we're on record with the Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be hearing petition number 123 for parcel number 20607-090865426, represented by Gabriel and Yesenia Guzman, who is in attendance. And the assessor's office is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is also in attendance. Please silence your cell phones. Notice that these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to YouTube once the order has been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
The hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. We are 3 citizens appointed by the Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is comprised of myself, Jim Brakebill, Rosa Decker, and Jerry Gingrich. We have reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. Do both the appellant and the assessor's representative swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Mr. Guzman?
Yes.
Okay. The appellant will go first and present, and any testimony then will be followed by the assessor. So go ahead, Mr. Guzman.
So yeah, this is my first time joining. I guess the only evidence I had was just what I submitted with that paperwork, the 3 like housing that sold. Is that kind of what you're asking?
Whatever you want to present us.
Okay, yeah. So I guess the 3 houses that were similar pricing from when we bought the house, nothing has been updated. I guess around the house at all from when we first bought it. I don't know if I didn't get an independent assessor to come and evaluate it. I didn't feel I needed to because I didn't do anything to the house, but I guess that's all I have for my side of my testimony, I guess.
Okay. Lee?
So on this particular petition, I would, due to miscommunication in the scheduling, I wasn't able to get a response to the board. I did send it to the petition, to the appellant, just to show them where our value came from. The sales that were used support the assessed value. There's a sale on Perch Avenue from 2022 that is on the same street as the subject property. Year built 2007, square footage 2,080, sold for 410,000.
I'm gonna have to stop you because I don't think you can present that if we don't have it. So that would be considered new information. If you just want to,
Okay.
if you just want to address the numbers, that'd be great.
So in that case, the sales that the appellant provided here are all sales of single-family residence, but the data sale is 2020 and 2021. The sales used were of newer sales. So with that, my recommended value remains at land value 62,500, building value 314,542 for a total assessed value of 377,042. That's all for me.
Mr. Guzman?
Yeah, I guess I was just hoping for no increase, to keep the property taxes the same as I have not done nothing to the housing as it is. The way we bought it is the way we left it from the assessed amount when we first purchased. So my stance would be to keep my property value as is, if possible.
Okay. Anything else from, okay, that would.
This concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization hearing. The board will review all information provided and the board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of the board order. Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. You're not even calling user. Today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we are on the record with Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be hearing petition number 2024-049 for parcel number 19138-09008400, represented by Danny Litowitz Commercial, who is not in attendance. And the assessor's office is represented by Clayton Johnson, who is in attendance. Please silence your cell phones and note that these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to YouTube once the order has been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
Hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. The Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. We are 3 citizens appointed by the Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is myself, Jim Brakehill, Rosa Decker, and Brendan Douglas. We have reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. Does the assessor's representative swear the testimony that you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right, so petitions for a 8,400 square foot retail store on an 8,400 square foot commercially zoned lot in Moses Lake. The appellant stated that using the income approach reflects the property's true value. I sent out income requests to the appellant and I did receive the income back and have adjusted the value based on the income approach. I sent out an agreement. I just haven't had the agreement returned yet. So my new recommended value will be the land value, $29,400, building value, $217,400, for a total assessed value of $246,800. And that's all for me.
Okay. Unless you have any questions.
Sorry, what did you say the value was?
$246,800.
Total assessed value, yes.
This concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization hearing. The board will review all the information provided and board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagree with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of the board order. Mr. Chair, we're running right into the next one. Is that what-
Yes.
Okay. Again, today is Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we are on record with the Grant County Board of Equalization, and we'll be now hearing petition 2024-048 for parcel number 33030-1211-37000, represented by Danny Litowitz Residential LLC, who is not in attendance. The assessor's office is represented by Casey Gray, who is in attendance. Please silence your cell phones. Note these hearings are being recorded and will be posted to YouTube once the order has been issued. Mr. Chair, the board is convened and the hearing is open.
The hearing today is regarding the true and fair value set by the Grant County Assessor's Office. The Board of Equalization is independent of the Assessor's Office. We are 3 citizens appointed by the Grant County Commissioners and trained by the Department of Revenue. Today's board is myself, Jim Brakeville, Rosa Decker, and Brandon Douglas. We have reviewed all evidence presented by both parties. This hearing is only to provide any additional oral testimony. No new evidence may be submitted at this time. Remember, everyone's time is valuable. Please try to keep to the timelines. Please address the board only. Since there is no appellant, the assessor's representative swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth.
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
thank you. This is petition 2024-048. It's located in Moses Lake off Otmar Road. There's multiple rental units on this property, 1 single-family residence, 1 fourplex, 4 duplexes, 2 shops, a detached garage, and a pump house. In the original petition, the appellant believed that the income approach would be more accurate to reflect the value of this property. At the time of my response, we hadn't received any income information at that time. However, when we looked over the parcel, we did see that there was a market adjustment applied in error. And by removing that, resulted in our new recommended value. I have been in touch with the appellant and have sent an appraiser agreement. We just haven't received it back yet. So my recommended value will be for the land, $58,000, building and structures, $417,129, for a total assessed value of $475,129.
Question?
So you guys did receive that income? Not for this one, we didn't get any income information, but he was okay with the value, with removing that market adjustment. He believed that to be more accurate for his parcel.
What was the market adjustment error found?
So with the new software, it applied market adjustments to single-family residences. And since this parcel had one in it, it applied it to it, and all of the buildings all got that market adjustment. With multiple residences and these types, they don't typically get those market adjustments. It just wasn't caught before we sent it out.
Anything else?
This concludes the Grant County Board of Equalization hearing. The board will review all the information provided, and board orders stating their decision will be issued within 45 days. If either party disagrees with the board's decision, they may appeal to the Washington State Board of Tax Appeals within 30 days of the mailing of the board order.
Thank God that was.
Yeah, that was off the record. Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Board of Equalization special July meeting. As you will see, we have on there still as alternate members, Mr. Richard Lights, and he has not yet provided his written resignation, and the county commissioners are waiting for that. So until he officially, even though he's given verbal, they have made the decision that he is still a member until we get that written. So he is being moved to members absent, but he did not know anything of this meeting, so just to give you a heads up. So on the agenda, I emailed to you the late filing good cause waiver from Yuri and Svetlana Babik.
You read F?
Oh, okay, I was thinking you were bringing it up. It just says exemption code is F. I was working out of state.
Okay, what is F? That's what I'm asking.
Oh. Oh, I didn't print that part out. Oh.
I can tell you the gist of it and.
What's the
layman's
gist?
terms.
Just
The
give-
gist of it is that it's a business whose person that is responsible for filing the appeal was not available during the appeal period. It's something very similar to that.
Vague, kind of vague. It's, yeah. And we're out of state, okay.
upstairs, it's not wanting to come up on mic.
So everybody take that as being enough, or do you want specifics?
I can run upstairs if you would like.
Well, let me ask. Anybody want specifics? Rosa? Okay, please. Don't run though.
Gosh darn it.
As old as you are, please don't run. She hurt her leg. She was in a cast for what, 6 weeks?
Yeah, it was her foot. She had a
Yeah.
broken bone.
Yeah.
But that could happen to anybody. It happened to me. It's horrible.
Right? It has nothing to do with it.
Forms.
On the BOE page?
Yeah, I was just
Bottom.
going. Here.
Yeah, sorry. I was-
No,
I was gonna
it's
move
great.
it.
It's very, I'm just not used to it.
I don't want to say I was hiding them, but I was trying to make it a little more
Yeah.
difficult since we're out of the period. I figured when it's time for people to start applying, I'll move it back up to the top.
Well, that's exactly what I did. Oh.
Ooh,
You did run.
I did. I
Told you
should
not
have
to.
listened to you. Okay, letter F says the taxpayer is a business and was unable to file the petition by the filing deadline because the person employed by the business responsible for dealing with property taxes was unavailable due to illness or unavoidable absence. I apologize. I will
Illness.
add that next time.
Illness or unavoidable act.
Absence, correct.
I thought I had read that he was out of state.
yes,
Yeah.
that's all that he put on
Yeah, I
this.
think that's all I read.
They finally just-
There was nothing else, right? And then he waited until July
Bingo.
to deny it. That motion?
Yeah, is that a motion?
Motion, yes.
Okay. We have a motion to deny.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, there you go.
I put on there the ML 96,000 letter that was received, and that was, it'll be doing the request for reconvene, so that's a moot point right now. I just put it on there, and I meant to take that off. I also forwarded you the policies and apologies for procedures that are being presented to you for your consideration. Where did my front page go
Oh, first.
for this one? Yeah, his,
Oh, did you take it
Did
over
I-
there?
maybe I did.
Is it upstairs again, Mark?
I know. Let me run again.
We can discuss this, but I don't think we need to do anything other than that because we're missing Marge and obviously Richard, but Richard hasn't been here, so.
Yeah, then we still don't know if we're gonna change that from 6 to 5 members, right?
That's what you would, whatever the board wants, because this is your policies for procedures, it's not the commissioners. So yeah, technically, since you still have 6 members, you can't, that part go down. I don't know what date the commissioners are going to want to wait till, so. I can bring that up again when I come back.
Is that something that we want to try to address? I mean, you're going to try to address that to them?
To them, yes.
Okay.
It's been a month. Do they want to? What deadline are they gonna give him for his written resignation?
Move it up for him and just have him sign.
Apparently, he's got some other information he's wanting to provide the commissioner, so I don't know what that is. But I will bring that up to them the next time I meet with them. It probably won't be before next week, just to give you a heads up. So did you have any other questions? This will be real short and sweet.
Anybody have any concerns or questions about the policies? I'm not sure that I agree with removal of somebody for failure to dress. We just need to address the fact that I guess I don't see the consequences. So we just need to
I
address.
just put that they may be asked,
Okay,
not they would be.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Because that was your request, was to have that in there, to have that standard of dress. So if you don't want there to be any form of enforcement,
No, that's fine. I didn't see the May. Sorry. Now what happened? Shit. Oh, there it is.
let's keep it on you.
Anyway, yeah, okay. We'll just leave it the way it is. Yeah. Anybody have any questions?
Okay, then that, oh, I don't close the meeting, sorry.
I have something if it's open.
Oh, please.
I just, and it's just a topic of discussion I've already brought up to Barb and I brought it briefly to you, Jim, which is something for the board to think about. You get paid to be here. You get paid to do this job, correct? How many hours did you spend last night or this week reading this at home? Well, and in your case, then that's your choice.
Last night I spent like about an
But you're doing work at home.
hour less.
I mean, we're county employees. You know, now, I don't know how that would work. We'd probably have to sign some sworn statement saying we worked this many hours or whatever. But to me, I think if HR got involved, they'd question the fact you're working at home for free.
Right.
So I don't know how to address that. I don't know if, you know,
We
but
wanna-
if they're actually doing work, you know. And if you're not, you know, because yeah, there's weeks I look at it real quick and say, I can do this tomorrow morning at the hearings because they're pretty cut and dry, generally speaking. I'm not trying to prejudge anything. But I know you've spent many hours doing this at home. So if you're working on BOE, why aren't you being compensated for it? That's my question.
Does that jump back to the 2-hour minimum? You know, I don't know.
Once every 2 weeks, give them 2 hours for, an hour a week. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out.
I don't disagree.
About how long does it take you to review, like a day's worth? It depends.
This one would have taken, maybe an hour, but the last 2 weeks ago, the data centers, I mean, yeah, it could have been a couple hours. Because you're breaking down, if you're doing it right, you're breaking down numbers and everything else. So I just want to bring that to everybody else's, we're doing the work. You may as well be compensated for it. And I know the budget allows for that, so, from previous years.
Yeah, it's a good discussion item, I guess.
Absolutely.
Is that something that you want me here to address, or?
Well, my thought is when you presented it previously to have the BOE members, you did a memo.
I
to
just
the
did a memo
board.
saying, yeah, we're gonna do a 2-hour minimum because,
Right.
yeah, there's some days, I'm not gonna have, Moses like is horrible, but Richard come up from Mattawa and 15 minutes later, we're done, thanks.
So pretty much it's just a memo from the clerk that presents what you want done. And then, yes, you could be here for that meeting and.
And break down the specific, having known a little bit about the commissioners, we're gonna need to define, limited this many hours or whatever. But I believe the board should be compensated for the work you're doing at home. If you're not doing work at home, say so. That's the honesty, that's ethics. I didn't look at it this week because, I briefly looked at it and said, I'll be able to do that tomorrow morning.
I look at it every time we get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is an amount of time that you would like to propose to the commissioners?
Well, like I said, is it go back to the 2-hour minimum, or do we just, like you said, for data centers are one thing,
They're a beast.
those things are a pain, especially to go through page by page by page to see what they're trying to do. You could probably do it in a lot less time than I do it, obviously, because I'm not, go ahead. You're gonna say something, I can see it in your face, go ahead.
I appreciate the knowledge I've gotten from this board in this position, but my heart's feeling I want to resign.
Oh, really?
Really. Like, I feel like it's just so weighted against the taxpayer that, okay, sure, it's the law, but just because it's a law doesn't make it morally right for somebody, you know?
That wasn't, I mean,
Yeah,
It's-
I know.
No, I-
Against anybody in the
oh,
room.
well, I just hope it wasn't what I said helped generate it. I mean, I understand your frustration.
You know, I kind of felt this way last year, and the more I get into it, the more I see it like this mass appraisal system. It's rigged, in my opinion. You know, it is there to screw the man, and it's
I don't agree with that statement. I agree with the first one, not the second one.
you know, and just it's tough. You know.
Well, I don't know how we can address anything that's a state law, though. You know, I don't know how we can change that other than by getting
It's going to
voter.
take a class action lawsuit against
Right.
you know the DOR or
Yeah.
you know the Marshall and Swift system. Like that, there is a lot of angst across the country against this mass appraisal system. I've gone looking and reading. It's
Challenges of what's a better system, you know, I mean, that's one of their bigger challenges, but.
and then just like so, I mean, I deal with real estate every single day. I deal with appraisers. I see appraisals. Like the way these county appraisers are assessing things is totally backwards from what I see in the field. You know, we go back 6 months, 12 months if there's really not much, and anything beyond a year is like it's got to be an extraordinary circumstance. You know, and then like the appraisers in the county don't factor in bedrooms, but they factor in bathrooms. Like it's totally.
They don't factor in bathrooms, they can't factor in plumbing units, so a sink.
It's just.
I understand your frustration. I truly do, because it could, yeah. But
Are you making that official right now then? Or do you want to sleep on it?
I've been sleeping on it.
Would you like to submit something in writing then, since that's what we're asking for from Richard Lights?
Yeah, I don't know if you need that in an email or just.
You could do it in
right
the
now.
email would
Okay.
be just fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry to see you go.
Like I said, I appreciate the knowledge, just give me a different insight. You know, different ammunition for later in life, I think.
most definitely.
Okay. Oh, all right.
A little bit of a curveball.
Yeah.
More to come, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to submit a letter and, did you want me to turn in the pad today, or do you want him to bring it back when he turns in the letter?
Yeah, if you want to do it all now, that's totally fine.
I'll leave the pad and send the email later today.
Okay.
CC you and commissioners or?
Just send it to the BOE app,
Okay.
email address, yep, and we'll handle it from there. Okay.
Sorry to see that. I really am.
Not a decision held lightly, that's for sure. Like, the more I see, the more it weighs, you know?
And you're in a different part of society, the real estate side that we don't generally see.
Right.
So that's.
Okay, is that it, Mr. Chairman?
We did not receive an answer about compensation for hours reviewed outside of the hearings. Was that something that was going to be decided now, later?
I lean toward what was said before, an hour for each week.
But instead of splitting
As we
it
go
up-
through.
I just thought of this as you were saying this, if you don't mind,
Go ahead.
because the 2 hour minimum, we self-impose. That's not a county thing.
Right.
She could put us in for 1 hour.
Yeah.
So we just change our policy to say for hearings, it's a 2 hour minimum, but for.
Review of
Yeah, we-
petitions.
whatever the wording, it's the hourly rate. The whole idea behind, you remember, you were part of it, that was, so it was at least, I don't want to say worth your time, but worth your time to come here, I mean, you come further than anybody, so.
So, time served, I guess. I mean, minimum of an hour, obviously. I don't know that we can do anything. help me with the chair.
Well, it just
How long
for,
does
you
it
know,
take you to go through?
hourly rate for the review and review of,
That was like maybe less than an hour.
Weekly hearing.
yeah,
Okay.
BOE pack, articles on, yeah, I'm trying to think of words here. And then for hearings, it's a 2-hour minimum. I mean,
Sorry, Rose, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said the data center ones are the ones that are very time consuming.
yeah, that's one to sit there. I mean, do we have any more this year?
I think I found some, I had scheduled them for October
I was gonna
2nd.
say, I thought we
Because they're
had
the
some
ones
wait.
that got in the, but I don't think they submitted anything confidential, so. 2 hour, so hearings 2 hour minimum, and then, so it will be you emailing me that I spent
Why don't we
30
just- Why don't we
minutes.
just do it at the time of the meeting and just add whatever time to that sheet?
It's just me trying to pre-do it
Yeah,
for you.
because she hasn't pre-done. It'd be easier, you know.
All right.
If you could
If you
email
stayed
me
up
once
last
you've
night.
done it.
Oh, and then we can print that out and
Yeah,
attach
and
it with the
attach it.
timesheets. So there's written documentation
Yeah.
of,
Since
How
we're
much
not
work you guys
here,
put in?
that's my one concern of doing this, is somebody
Yeah.
saying, well, you're not here, how do we prove it?
well, they just signed a
Yeah.
remote prosecuting attorneys, so there's a way that we can swing it, I'm sure.
What they sign?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I just know that they
A
did.
remote prosecuted.
Oh.
Well, I mean, in theory, they can look and see how long we have our pads open. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, they could. It'll never go that far.
Leave it open
When-
for the
when-
sake of
Yeah, I've been
leaving it
working for the last 2
open.
weeks.
Yeah.
When time and attendance is implemented with Tyler Tech, they'll be able, you'll
At that point, they'll be doing
log
their
in
time
and
cards,
log
yeah.
out, yes.
Because we started doing that at one point with
Yeah.
GovQA.
Yes.
I think of the name of it.
So-
Yeah, so we'll be doing our own time cards. You guys just review them and process them.
I understand. I get it. but-
So meetings receive email with hours to be added to time card.
So then, I hate to move on before Brandon leaves the building, I'm sorry about this. When it comes to filling that appointment, I know that the desire of the board previously was to have 2 alternates. Currently, with Brandon's written resignation, you technically still have 2 because you have not received a response from Richard Lights.
Correct.
So is
So
the
I
board then fine not publishing an opening for applications until we receive something from Richard
We
Lights?
don't have a vacancy. In my opinion, if the commissioners are playing hardball saying, we're not gonna accept a verbal resignation, we can't advertise for a vacancy.
Currently, according to commissioners, they think that you have 3 alternates. So that is if you guys want to propose having 2,
We'd only have 2 if they let us sign our policy.
Yeah, and
But now,
and I think-
actually, that does it.
Yeah,
That does it.
yes.
yeah. So
You can
let's
say that Richard's
change,
absent
let's
and-
change it in the policy that we have 5 members.
Yeah.
2 alternates. Is it-
In
I
a
mean,
weird backwards way, thank you.
Yeah.
And then would you like to wait until next week when Marge is here to make
She
a
won't be here
recommendation?
next week.
Okay, so then when would you like to make a recommendation for either Mr. Jerry Gingrich or Rosa Decker as your new member?
We can discuss that next week, I think.
Marge is not here next week.
Yeah, we can discuss it next week and make a determination as to whether or not we want to. I want to talk to these 2 to see who wants to be permanent kind of thing, so.
Sounds good.
You ready, Rosa?
With you.
You can be permanent.
No, I already said you. I was gonna paper, rock, scissors.
You get one of the champion points from upstairs.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Do we?
Did you get the new coins?
Get one of the champion, I mean, it's the same, but yeah, we ordered more. So let's get one of those coins from upstairs and flip them.
Oh,
There you go.
3-headed coin.
oh.
I'll make this change.
Thank you for getting that clarification,
What?
the clarification on that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Are you good with that?
I think so.
Okay.
There's 4 snacky snacks left, so
You'll be full, but in the.
And
I
2
got 2
more.
more
and 2
packages
more
upstairs.
upstairs.
Yeah, that one's upstairs are for us.
Oh, okay.
Well, I had ice cream cake for you guys too, but somebody threw it away.
Yeah, whatever.
Whoa, what do you threw it away?
No, you talked to my wife about that.